Real is rational. Rational is real. Okay. So we'll discuss this topic. Real is rational. Rational is real. So this is a question from 2021. And many believe that this is a philosophical question, or this is a quote by Hegel. But if you think about it, as I told you, essay is not Hegel's philosophical story that you should write. Essay is a story that you make. What is the story or the theme that you want to present to the examiner is what UPSC essay is. UPSC essay, real is rational, rational is real. You cannot keep talking about Hegel's philosophical point. Because Hegel's philosophical point, then we have to go read what is Hegel said. Inside the hall, if you do not know who Hegel is, what is the point of all this writing examination? So how do you approach in the examination is that the UPSC mains essay is your story, not Hegel's story. Then how do you write this real is rational, rational is real? Is that one example? Now we were discussing about UPSC interviews. That see interview, I was talking about interview. No, in this whole part, the real is rational. If you think about it, what we are being talked about are the things that we know about interviews. There will be stress or stress interview, or you should talk like an talk like an IAS. See, what is the talking like an IAS? I do not know. But if you think about it, this is the real part that you are seeing, right? You are seeing it in everything. You are seeing it in newspaper, or sorry, not newspaper. You are seeing it in Telegram groups. You are seeing it in toppers interview. You are seeing it in YouTube. This reality becomes your rationality. So you go into the examination hall. You go into the examination hall or the interview hall with thinking that they will stress me. They will stress interview me. They will think about the words I say. So I should be cautious of the words I say. This word, they may take it wrong. This word, if I say that I belong to Tamil Nadu, I become a chauvinist. If I say that Tamil is an important thing, I become a chauvinist. If I support Jallikattu, they will think that I am a chauvinist. So this reality which you have looked at becomes your rationality. But if you think about it, there is a rationality which is real. What does that mean? Interview is a simple conversation. That is what is the rationality. When you sit and think, see, when you remove all this reality, which is an illusion, which is surrounding this world, if you remove that, sit and think. Okay, when you think in this in ethics, rationality, okay, when you think in this rational terms, when you think in terms of the cognitive parts which you have about UPSC. UPSC is one of the most prestigious examination in this India. Why? Because it is very, very objective. The UPSC examiner is not there to judge you. They are not there to see that your dress is like this. You are talking like this. You are talking like a Tamil Nadu. You are talking like a Kannada person. You are talking like a Marathi person. No, they are not there to judge you. They are there to assess you. So the rational part should be, it is a normal conversation which is there to assess your suitability for a particular job. That should be your reality. You get this point? The point, the stress, all this is an illusion. I'll tell you one more example, one simple example I tell you. Okay, one simple example with me in one women related example. Women. The example which we spoke about is stereotype. In GS paper 4, we now spoke about something called as stereotyping. What is stereotyping? What is stereotype, prejudice, difference? If you look at stereotyping, I said it is called as profiling. Okay, profiling. And if you think about it, what is the meaning of profiling? See, you look at something, you look at the reality. That is, real is rational. what is real today is the labor force participation rate is less than 25% in women, among women. And one more reality, the reality is that one more real is that there is less number of people in maths and science stream. One reality. Okay, this is a reality. Real is rational. So what you will assume that women are, see, you will start stereotyping, right? Women are not, see, this is a statement, and many great minds of, or supposedly allegedly great minds like what is that, two states, who is that person, Chetan Bhagat and all has written blogs. See, why women are not there in IIM and IIT is that, see, they are not that much into science and maths, right? They are into only this beauty things and things like that. Politicians even say that. Okay, many things. That is the point. That is real. That is, you are seeing it's real, and it is a rational thing. Yeah, what the statement made by Chetan Bhagat or politician is a rational thing, because they are making it out of what they are seeing as real. Okay, but if you think about it, what is rational? In economic survey, last economic survey, if you look at it, there is a time survey. Okay, what is rational is real. The second part. Real is rational. The reality is all these things which I said. But what is the rational part if you think about it? In the economic survey, there is a time survey which was done. And in that survey, it was said that, very clearly it was said that women in India spend the highest amount of time in taking care of old age, children, cooking, cleaning. See, this is not something which, this data is not something which I have pulled out from anywhere. This is in the economic survey. This time survey is there. So if you think about it, why they are not able to concentrate in maths and sciences, not because they are, as Chetan Bhagat is saying, they are mentally not that into science and things. See, they have a lot of work. They have to take care of the children. See, you can say that not every girl is doing that. Not every girl is doing, but Anna, there is also a view in society. The view like Chetan Bhagat saying that you don't belong to IIT or IIM. That means that that is a rationality in society. But what is the rational part you should do? The rational part you should do is that it is not a true fact. All this is stereotyped prejudice. Stereotype prejudice which has to be removed, and an equal society has to be based, and that is what is the reality. The story that you say is real is rational, rational is real. That is your story, not, see. And one more thing is that till now I do not know whether Hegel meant what I am saying. Whether Hegel is saying this, I have not gone through the article that he has written. But Anna, I know for a fact the story that I am saying is true. Real is rational. One thing is, next example, I'll tell you one more example. Okay, one more example I'll tell you. You will understand this. See, real is rational. What is real is that India has said 2070 we will reduce our greenhouse gas. Correct. India said, we have in the Paris summit, we have said, not Paris summit, the summit which happened before this year, we have said that we will reduce this greenhouse gas to minimum, or this zero, we will get this into zero emission by 2070. Why? Because we have poverty. Poverty to reduce, we have to develop our GDP. So many things are there. See, this is real is rational. That is, reality is we have a poverty. We have GDP to develop. We are now only developing. We need inclusive growth. And as I said before, women have to be developed. So many things are there. We cannot afford to think about reducing by 2050 as the countries are asking. So 2070 we are. But what is the rational part? this reality is rationality. That reality is rationality, but rational part, climate change is real. Okay, the temperatures are rising, everything is rising. So what will be the rational part now? We have given assurance, but in every development project, and in every human endeavor that we do in India, this reduction in CO2 or reduction in consumerism or reduction in plundering of the resources should be our reality. That should be our story. You get this point? See, this is what is the meaning of real is rational, rational is real. I'll tell you with one very simple example in terms of in terms of, if you think about it, one example is in civil services. Real is, see, this is a civil services example. This you should not write it in paper. Okay? In civil services, what we think is real, what real is rational, we think is that, see, we need to read material. We need to read current affairs for 1 year or 2 year current affairs. Everyone comes and says that 1 year current affairs is important, material is important, and that synopsis material, you know, very synopsis. They give that in small synopsis, 1 year in synopsis, very important. Okay, very important. That is reality for the students coming into the social world of civil services, and that becomes their rationality. So if I go and ask, I'll go and ask that person, okay, why are you reading material? That person will say, see, that is the rational thing everyone can do, right? See, it's a rational step I have taken. Material is important, current affairs is important, everything. But all this is true. But what is the rational part which you should sit and think is that all this material, all this current affairs, all this synopsis have been cut, copy, paste from this newspaper. And they will not have any analysis. They will just have the dump of facts. There will not be any emotional part attached. So today we saw this attitude formation. You think about it, how does an attitude form? There is a cognitive part, the emotional part, there is a behavioral part. All these three components are important. Just by dumping facts, what kind of an emotion that we will develop towards a particular topic, what kind of a behavior that we will develop towards a particular topic, what connections we will have in our mind. We will have nothing connection. We will have only the facts. That is why when you go inside the prelims hall, people keep asking me, A, B, C, D. I have eliminated C and D, but I am stuck with A and B. See, how are you going to get into this option if you don't have the emotional intuition for that topic? If you don't have what is the meaning of a president and the president, vice president elections happen. You should know how the parties and how they voted and what has been in the voting. That will create that emotional part. That will have that connection in your brain. When you go inside the examination hall, you and I both will eliminate two options, A and B stuck. How will you emotionally have that intuition of choosing the correct part is having a comprehensive understanding of a newspaper reading. That should be the reality of a civil services aspirant. Rather, what we do is that we look at the reality that is outside through the senses that we get through YouTube, through classrooms. See, we make that as our rationality, but rationality is different. Rationality should be the point which is driving you to reality, to clearing this examination. And this is what is the meaning of real is rational, rational is real. I hope I made this clear. Okay. Philosophical question also, how do you answer is your story, not the story of Hegel. You should not write the story of Hegel. You should write your story. What you think by this statement is what is the philosophical aspect of an essay.